This might be a crazy song to do the intro to, but how you doing? Welcome to another video. It is Tony Ashford, aka Fry Lifts, 89 kg weightlifter for Bear Barbell, Army officer, and dog dad. Right now, I'm currently in a transition of moving or PCSing from Kansas to Corpus Christi, Texas, and I'm just gonna take you through the process of that. This week, I will be decluttering my apartment, doing some deep cleaning, and then the movers are coming on Friday, so my apartment's gonna be empty for the last week that I'm in it. Right now, I'm doing a technique cycle. So we're about to get started with some block snatches, and I kind of did this little experiment yesterday, but I want to redo it because yesterday, since it was Tuesday, it was normally always a shorter workout. Today is like more realistic of what a long workout would be. So I'm kind of like trying to time my workouts. Right now it's 5:57, and we're about to start touching the bar. Trying to refine this morning lift routine because this is probably the same routine I'm going to be following once I get down to Corpus. So I'm just trying to like realistically see how long does it take in the morning in the gym for me to still make it to work on time. So yeah, let's get started with this. Got some block snatches, a weird little complex, but I kind of enjoy doing it. All right, now we're talking. Let's get to lifting. All right, it's 6:15, taking my first working set. Got 3 to 5 sets. Gonna build up to 83. Sometimes when the blocks, he's gonna crank that shit. Respectfully. About to do my first set of the cleans, so we're making good time. 10, just made it into the car. Pretty good pace there. The only accessory I didn't do is my pull-ups, and it's because if I do the same thing I did last Thursday as my active recovery day and hop into the functional fitness class they have, it had pull-ups in it, and they were also still the tempo that I need to do anyway. So even if I don't do that, I'll just add them into whatever like recovery workout I do tomorrow before or after I get into the sauna. I'd rather just kind of do them as their own thing like that on within like a little like recovery workout, because it just gives me more time to focus on the movements. So I'm trying to really put some effort into fixing my imbalance, and it's really just a bunch of just kind of getting the right muscles to fire at certain times and to relax at other times. You know what I mean? Because right now it's pretty much just when I get into my starting position and sometimes in my pull, it's just too much focus in my traps, and my right side is just generally stronger than my left. So it's just way too much effort on the right side compared to the left. So what I'm trying to do is focus more on kind of like relaxing certain muscles. Like I said earlier, when I set up for the snatch and my cleans, I'm trying to relax my traps more and just let it be the tension in my back. So traps and arms relax and then tighten in my back. And that's just kind of a general rule. Like most people will tell you when you pull, your arms don't need to be super tensed up. They need to be pretty loose. So I'm trying to fix that. But for now, I'm going to go home, get some breakfast. And because I've been doing these morning workouts fasted, I might eventually throw in like a little snack before, but so far I've been fine with not eating before it. I think it's just because I normally drink my shake before bed kind of late. So it's like, yeah, like you're still fasting essentially when you're sleeping, but I still, like I'm not completely empty, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's go home and get some breakfast. I'll show you the finished meal because I did finish up my breakfast. I'll show you the finished meal because I did switch up my breakfast a little bit. So like I said, new breakfast, oatmeal is pretty much the same recipe. You can look at past videos if you want to see how I'm putting that together. But then I switched to breakfast tacos. So it's just 2 tortillas, 2 eggs spread between them, and then turkey sauces and cheese. So I just wanted to update y'all on that. And then I'll check in with y'all later when I start cleaning up and fixing up the apartment a bit. About to get my active recovery day started. Let's get into the sauna right here. Pretty good setup. I'll show you this. The infrared sauna. I think it's like Bluetooth in there, so I'm about to put some music or just watch a podcast or something. I think I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't do a lot of deep thinking in the sauna. Yeah, I'll hop in for 30 minutes and then I'll do some more like active recovery, lifting a little bit, kind of keep the body loose. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. I just want to do a quick disclaimer. I said the phrase active recovery, and honestly, that's not a thing. That's a term that floats around the fitness industry quite a bit, but there's no such thing as an active recovery day or a way to do something actively and still receive some type of recovery from it. Recovery itself is a passive process. So that's things like stretching, massage therapy,
doing the sauna, cold plunge, things like that. It's pretty much anything that you would be able to do passively without putting your body through any resistance. I do think those complete rest days where you don't do any type of active activity to be important, especially when you have maybe been overtraining recently or just training at such a high intensity that it's truly just better just to sit around and do nothing, maybe catch up on some extra sleep. But in my opinion, these days of just low intensity activity are just as important, if not of higher importance. I've always thought that keeping my body in motion is better off than sitting around and doing nothing with it. And that, for me, just helps break up some of the lactic acid and just helps me stay loose throughout the week. And I've found on days, even that I do have my training, just doing little things like walking the dog or just moving around throughout the workday helps me get to the gym and just feel looser from the start and not need to warm up as much. So in this session, I'm working on part of the imbalance I'm having right now that's causing me to pull the bar in a bit of a crooked manner. So what I'm trying to do is work on things that allow me to focus on my back tension, specifically in my upper back, without activating my traps. So everything I'm doing is going to be working on keeping better tension in my rhomboids. And later on in other sessions, I'm going to add some low back exercises, pretty much just back extensions, good mornings, things like that. It's anything that's going to help me develop even erectors in my lower back. I think that's what the main issue with my imbalance is. I just want to make sure that the upper back is also being developed at the same time, because if you know anything about anatomy, your muscles are stacked. So even though I might have the imbalance in my erectors and the lower part of my back, having it for so long and still lifting has probably also created some imbalances or some type of compensation in my upper back. So we're going to fix both at the same time.
God damn, who's on this US? All right, so what's up? Today is Sunday, and this is a day for me to get some extra work in. I normally don't really come in here on Sundays. Why do I feel like this is adjusted weird? I think the handlebars are too far away. There you go. Alright, so like I was saying, today is Sunday. And I normally don't come here on Sundays. I just kind of want to get a little bit of extra work in, to take care of my body a little bit, especially because Friday they came and packed up my stuff. So I'm sleeping on an air mattress, just me and Patch. My air mattress and my PS5 and a monitor. So there's not really much to do at home right now, so I'm just kind of like trying to use the time wisely. Just make sure I don't take on too much fatigue from this extra session right here. But I can definitely feel it in my back and my hips from sleeping on the air mattress. So I want to kind of get loose again before I go into the week of training. So yeah, we're going into my last week here in Kansas. I'll do a separate video on that. To conclude this video, I kind of just wanted to do my Texas State recap. I was going to make that its own video, and then as I was kind of watching back the footage, I just realized I didn't really film, one, enough, and then two, I just didn't do it in a way that like was comprehensive, that it all makes sense. So if you haven't seen the short I posted on here or the reel at TikTok I've done, I went 104. So let me back up. I went one of 3 in the snatch. So I snatched 104. Opened at 104, missed it, made it on the second attempt, and then missed 107 on the third. And I mean, it's getting very annoying only making like one snatch pretty much at these comps. I mean, Oklahoma, I made 2, but this local comp just wasn't the same build. Like that was just like a train through, just compete kind of competition. I wasn't really expecting to try to get like up to 110, my current PR, just because I hit that 110 so randomly that I just wasn't the most like confident that like, I could go that heavy in competition, or just like specifically in that competition. Like I just felt like the 110 in training was just more of a so many factors were just like good that day to PR. That's why I don't really ever take training PRs I don't really like use that
I'm trying to think how to say it. That's why I don't really stick by my training PRs that much, because I kind of know that for training, a lot of it is just the factors that you were able to control for the day, more so than a competition where, you know, maybe you have to cut more weight than you wanted to, maybe you just got a little sick, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? You don't always walk into a competition feeling like your best self sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to get through it. Same for training, but training, like I said, you can kind of like predict some of the factors and control them a little bit, rather even if it's just you're in a bad mood and you know, put your favorite song on for training that day or something, whatever it is. Anyway, I think it's kind of like the end of that. I'm just gonna make this the end of the not performing as well as I should be performing in my snatch era. I just think I've had these low performances enough times that it just feels as though I could just will myself now to have a good performance. And some of it, I think I just maybe need to pick better numbers. Like opening at 104 probably wasn't the best decision after having missed 105 in training so much recently, you know what I mean? So I think at the Arnold, I'm gonna do 103 opener, 106 second attempt, and then 108. And now set me up, because then if I go 108, I'll be able to put together some good clean and jerks for like a 250 total, which I think is very doable for me right now. So let's talk about clean and jerk actually for Texas State. Opened at 133, which I think was already like at least a competition match. I don't think it was a PR, but I think it was a match. I want to say, yeah, I think I hit 133 if I remember. So, yeah, opened at 133, hit that pretty easily. Came out for 136. It just got called a no lift. I got a little pressy in the recovery of the split jerk, which, like, in my head, I knew it kind of happened, but it was just funny to me because I was like, I definitely have gotten away with worse. And I mean, everybody complains about the press out rule because they're kind of like, you'll see one person barely do a little bit of elbow movement, they get called on it. Then you see somebody like obviously press out, and then the judges will call them on it. You know what I mean? Or they won't call them on it. So it's like, I'm not here to argue here or there with the press out. I felt it was kind of pressy, so it is what it is. But then because of the 136 being a no lift, my coach still let me go up, but we just couldn't go all the way to 140 like I really wanted to. So we took the 138, hit that easily. So I ended up with a 242 total, and it was really a good day for me. I mean, like I said, I still want to snatch better. I wanted to hit that 140 clean jerk, but a 242 total was a comp PR. Both lifts are comp PRs. So like on paper, it's still a good day. It's just that I know I can do more in both lifts. You know what I mean? But it is what it is there. I think the Arnold. Like I said, I'm not going for like super big numbers at the Arnold. Like I think I just still need to like, it takes time and stay on the course. But I think the Arnold would be a good competition for me to finally kind of just go for a 6-for-6 day, or just go for a solid performance. You know what I mean? Let's get into some ab work. Outside of the competition numbers, what really stood out for me about doing Texas State was just the environment itself. It wasn't the first time I've done this competition, but the cool thing about Texas State is that it is like still a local competition, but the Texas weightlifting scene is pretty big. So I'll definitely suggest that if you're trying to build yourself up into a national competition and you're in the area or can make it to the area, definitely do Texas State Champs, because not only is it ran really well, but getting that atmosphere is very important, and it'll get you used to, you know, like an AO2, AO1 kind of atmosphere. Because you'll see in like the clips I'll post that it's great. Like there's sessions from like sun to sundown every day. I think 3 days in a row because it was over MLK weekend, and it just ran without a hitch. There's more than enough space for everybody to warm up in the back, and then there's 3 platforms going at the same time. So it's definitely not the same as like just your regular local competition where, I mean, you saw Oklahoma how, you know,
the men of all ages and sizes were in the same session, and it can get a little bit crazy, you know what I mean? So, like, it's definitely good to have that experience before you go to a national meet. And I think this was also one of the first times that I really felt comfortable competing in this environment. My warm-ups went pretty well, no misses in the back, especially in the snatch. I think I built up 200 in the back before I took my first attempt. No misses, super smooth. Me and Dan were just in the back. I'm really confident I'll be able to transfer not only the physical gains that I'm getting recently, but the mental gains I've been getting from just competing more often and just being in that environment more often to the competition platform. And lastly, something that was really cool to experience was loading for Mario in the back during the exhibition session. So what the exhibition session is pretty much a session of all the top dogs in Texas, you know what I mean? So it's everyone that not only usually wins their weight class, but they're probably winning national competitions, they're competing internationally, things like that. So you have Mario from our team, Casey, Bryn, Estelle War, Brandon Victoria, Aaron Williams, who else was there? I'm blanking out, Blaine Brooks, and there's a couple other people. Eric Zucker, I think is his last name. He's 81. But yeah, there's probably some people I'm leaving out, but essentially it's all the people that their lists have a lot more context behind them. And what I mean by that is that for me, I'm still trying to live up to this qualifying for finals, right? So for the most part, I compete, and then I'm just okay, that was good or bad, and I go to work the next day, you know what I mean? It's whatever, going back to normal life. Some of these people still have normal jobs, they're still, going to school, whatever it is, but their makes or misses are a spot for them to maybe compete internationally, or a spot for them for somebody like Aaron that's trying to shoot for the Olympics. He's trying to get into that the next go around. So it's just kind of really cool seeing them go for state records, go for national records, go for international totals, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So it's really good being around that environment, and I kind of want to put myself in that environment more often. Even if I'm not competing, I just want to be there to try to document as much as I can of it. I don't know if I'll be on the same page as a Barbell Stories or Snappy Patchy or something like that, or even 646 Media. But I think at least through my channel, through my lens, I want to just kind of show more so the personalities in the sport at all levels, you know what I mean? Kind of what I did for the video I did with Steph making the belt, just show stuff like that where it's Aaron Williams that's, trying to qualify for the Olympics is also just a super cool dude to hang around, you know what I mean? A super cool dude just to witness in the gym in general. So yeah, I'm trying to work on that idea and kind of put that together. But I should probably wrap this one up here because I feel I just been yapping. But yeah, that's the Texas State recap. 104, 138 for a 242 total. Got their honor in a couple weeks. Trying to go for a 250 total. Don't know the exact numbers. I'm hoping I can go 108, 142. But hey, I'll see you next time. And the next video will be my last week in Kansas. So just keep progressing. I'm out for this one. See you next time.